What do you want to be when you grow up? Oh no, not that question. The question that plagued me since I was a baby fresh from the womb, the question that is a disease to my learning and to my individuality. What do I want to be when I grow up? I think I remember my first answer. Back when I was too young to know what the words meant, or what the job would make me do, or who I'd have to face every day, I wanted to be a nurse. That was my first answer. I think I remember the second choice too, something easier, something I dealt with every day, something that to this day still stays constant in my one-way ticket of existence. I wanted to be a teacher for some years. That, I believe, was the second choice. Oh, the things people would tell me when I gave that second choice. Guess being a teacher isn't all that bad. Are you sure that's what you want to do? Is there anything that would make you more money? Those replies, and the sass and the disappointment ring painfully in my ears now, too. I spend a lot of my life thinking about what I wanted to do. They say work is supposed to be fun, so I should choose something I like, but what if all the things I like are not a job for me? I'm not my brother. I'm not my mother. I'm not my father. I spent most of my life thinking about what I want to be. I think I know now what I want to be. I'm not my brother, who can draw and commission and travel with the same ease. I'm not my mother, who cleans houses and manages real estate for those too old to do it themselves. I'm not my father, who works within his carpentry and the cars in our driveway that is not as open as it once was. But I think I know who I want to be. I want to paint portraits in your mind of a castle whose walls are draped with the blood of the royalty's victims, whose curtains are stained with the tears of the innocent, whose queen turned the blind eye to those she's once cared for. I want to paint Renaissance paintings with my words. I want to awaken your senses when I tell you that my house smells like the Weasley's burrow, striped with cinnamon and love, that the front door is crimson of autumn and the building is the white of winter, that the inside you can hear the melodies of my clarinet and the songbird of my keyboard keys clicking. I want to show you where I live, with every sense beyond sight. I want to tell you stories and show you my characters, like a girl whose lipstick is as black as her lungs if she never stops that smoking habit, like the kids who lived normal summer and wanted to give you a slice of their lives, but like the boy who faked his death so his brother and his true love could see the sun again. I want to show you my stories and tell you my characters. I want to be a writer. Realization has hit me now as the morning sun rises and the moon dies out until evening, as the wind whispers an answer so simple yet so extravagant. I want to be a writer. When I say I want to be a writer, it's like people thought said I wanted to be a comedian. Because they laugh and they think that I'm going to be Mulaney or Murphy. 'Cause oh, ha ha. No, really, what's the job you want to pursue? They don't understand what I mean when I say I want to be a writer. I want to be an investigative journalist, specifically, someone who risks her life for the truth in a country forged from the fires that seared Lucifer, someone who gives it all to expose the gritty bones of those who are too fat on power to care anymore, someone who silence the sheep to finally find the starving wolves in the flock. I want to be an investigative journalist. I want to become the ray of hope the world needs while the world continues to melt under the unforgiving blanket of the atmosphere, while politicians continue to argue with forks for tongues and unfulfilled promises as venom, while the world continues to deteriorate into the apocalypse we'd feared in the 60s. I want to become what the people need. I want to be the embodiment of truth, to be the answer to the questions the youth's parents refuse to answer, to be the light at the end of the pitch-black tunnel of despair, to be the safety net and the trapeze of Earth's most trying time. I want to be the facts in a world leaking with lies and pain. I want to be a journalist, one who assures the women in Dubai that they are worth more than a pension of sex, one who asks politicians what they're going to do so the kids of today can be the adults of tomorrow, one who researches and digs into the earth beneath me for the reality of my country and my world. I want to be the journalist the world needs and deserves to have. The disease creeps up on me again, the second coming of the Black Plague, the nails of the devil circling against the skin of my arms, and the question hissed into my ear, what do you want to be when you grow up? The hives and the grit of my torturous question bubble under my skin from the thought. I am a phoenix rising from the ashes of my childhood, the ashes that were once the aspiring nurse who saved children and the teacher-to-be who would teach kids who had once been her age. I spread out my wings and give the answer to the question that had destroyed me twice, and I become the phoenix I was meant to be. I want to be a writer. That's the answer I feel I should have chosen in the beginning, the answer that's laid dormant in the years since my birth, the answer to that God-forsaken question that plagues my soul stripped bare. I want to be a writer. That's all I've ever wanted to be.